Hey guys, good morning. It is Friday, October 2nd, and it is D-Day. For periods 2 and 4, you're asynchronous today, but I am on Zoom there to help you to go over these directions again, more specifically if you come to Zoom. The first thing you need to do if you are in periods 2 and 4 is so you're just going to go to Schoology to our Friday folder today. In the Friday folder, you will see that there is first a discussion board called Week 5 Activity, Tell Your Own Story. We're going to start to kind of dip our toes into our own narratives and what it's like to write a narrative. So far, we've been doing some reading of narratives, but we're going to get just a little bit of a start on writing today. First, you're going to watch this video about a man named Ronald Clark and his story about where he lived when he was growing up. You're going to listen to that. And then when you're finished with that, you're going to respond to the following. We all have stories to tell. Some are about life-changing moments, while others are little snippets in time that were funny or embarrassing. Here is mine. And I wrote you a little bit of my own little story about a time when I was 6 years old that I remember very clearly. Notice how I wrote when you read through this, you should notice how I wrote it detailed. It's not just a summary of a story. I take you through the story step by step, and that's what you should do also. You're going to tell me in the discussion board your story. However, you're not going to be able to see anyone else's responses until you write your own response. And that's just so kind of we're all in this together. So you need to please make sure that you write your own little detailed life-changing moment or funny story that you remember from your life in detail. You can also think back to what we read about Jerry Spinelli in his neighborhood, the West End chapter that we read, how detailed that was. That's the same idea, but you're telling me like a little snippet story from your own life. When you're finished with your own little story on the discussion board, you're going to go to Week 5 Quarterly Book Talk Check-In. As of now, you've had some time to get started with your QBT book for the marking period, your narrative choice book. As I told you throughout the marking period, we have little check-ins to keep you on track. Well, we're at week 2 of after the original book sign up. We're 2 weeks out now from that day that you had to sign up for your first narrative book. So this is our first little check-in, and that's to help keep you on track and make sure that you're keeping up with your reading and that we know that you understand what you're reading. At this point, you should be well past the introduction of the book. Here's what you need to do. You need to create a video file explaining the aspects of the introduction. Reminder, there in week 1, there are specific directions about how to do your book talk check-in. That book talk check-in, your face must be on the video, your book must be on the video, either a digital image of your book or the actual cover of the book with you holding it. Things I want you to talk about. How did the author structure the introduction? Were there characters introduced right away? Who are they? How does the author introduce you to their characteristics? Give a specific example showing how you got to know the character without the author directly telling you. So some of what we call indirect characterization. What about the setting? Is that significant to the whole book? Do you think it's going to play a significant role? How about the conflict? Who's part of that conflict? Is there a specific antagonist that is a character? Or is it something else that's a conflict in the story? Or maybe multiple conflicts that you can point out so far? In your video, you should include all details that helped you create a mental image or connection with the character while you read the book. Please make sure again that you visit those requirements from week 1 for a quarterly book talk check-in. For my PM classes, I will see you on Zoom. And today on Zoom, we're going to go back to our reading of The Monkey's Paw. We're going to complete a citing evidence sheet from The Monkey's Paw and basically practice our skills of finding good evidence, figuring out how to um, explain our reasoning that goes with the evidence, and analysis, and how all those things might be a little bit different, and how we know that we're actually doing analysis and not just summarizing. So that will be our activity in periods 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, guys, I look forward to seeing you later. Happy Friday, and I will see you soon.